Sahana Bhavatu Sahana Punatu Saha Viryam Karavahai Tejasvinavadhitamastu ma vidvishavahai. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Together we chant Bhagavad Gita, chapter 11, verses 31 to 40.
आख्याहि मे को भवानुग्ररूपः नमोऽस्तु ते देववर प्रसीद विज्ञातुमिच्छामि भवन्तमाद्यम् न हि प्रजानामि तव प्रवृत्तिम् श्रीभगवानुवाच कालोऽस्मि लोकक्षयकृत् प्रवृद्धः लोकान् समाहर्तुमिह प्रवृत्तः ऋतेऽपि त्वां न भविष्यन्ति सर्वे येव स्थिताः प्रत्यनीकेषु योधाः तस्मात् त्वमुत्तिष्ठ यशो लभस्व जित्वा शत्रून् भुङ्क्ष्व राज्यं समृद्धम् मयैवैते निहताः पूर्वमेव निमित्तमात्रं भव सव्यसाचिन् द्रोणं च भीष्मं च जयद्रथं च कर्णं तथान्यानपि योधवीरान् मया हतांस्त्वं जहिमा व्यतिष्ठाः युध्यस्व जेतासि रणे सपत्नान् सञ्जय उवाच एतत् श्रुत्वा वचनं केशवस्य कृताञ्जलिर्वेपमानः किरीटी नमस्कृत्वा भूय एवाह कृष्णम् सगद्गदं भीतः प्रणम्य अर्जुन उवाच स्थाने हृषीकेश तव प्रकीर्त्या जगत्प्रहृष्यत्यनुरज्यते च रक्षांसि भीतानि दिशो द्रवन्ति सर्वे नमस्यन्ति च सिद्धसङ्घाः कस्माच्च तेन न मेरन्महात्मन् गरीयसे ब्रह्मणोऽप्यादिकर्त्रे अनन्तदेवेश जगन्निवास त्वमक्षरं सदसत्तत्परं यत् त्वमादिदेवः पुरुषः पुराणः त्वमस्य विश्वस्य परं निधानम् वेत्तासि वेद्यं च परं च धाम त्वया ततं विश्वमनन्तरूप वायुर्यमोऽग्निर्वरुणः शशाङ्कः प्रजापतिस्त्वं प्रपितामहश्च नमो नमस्तेऽस्तु सहस्रकृत्वः पुनश्च भूयोऽपि नमो नमस्ते नमः पुरस्तादथ पृष्ठतस्ते नमोऽस्तु ते सर्वत एव सर्व अनन्तवीर्यामितविक्रमस्त्वम् सर्वं समाप्नोषि ततोऽसि सर्वः
Arjuna asks to see the Vishwarupa Darshana. Krishna grants him what he has asked for, and then he's frightened and terrified. Ramatirtha says, be very careful what you desire, because whatever you do desire, you will get. For you are the master of this universe. You are the divine self. You are going to get what you ask for. Be very careful. Be very careful what you ask for. You must know what you're asking for. Otherwise, you get it, and then you start weeping. If you think of somebody like Lady Diana, she thought she wanted to be the Princess of Wales. She asked for it, she got it. And then she only reports misery after that. Ravana wanted to pick up the Lord's consort. He asked for it, he did it. And then his whole kingdom was destroyed. Kaikeyi said, I want Rama to be banished, and my son Bharat to sit on the throne of Ayodhya. She got what she wanted. And yet she spent the rest of her life crying. Every one of us do exactly the same thing. We ask for things, we get those things, and then we cry. Exactly what Arjuna is doing here. He asked for something, he gets it, now he's saying, go away, take this away. It's a sad, sad thing that each one of us will go through. You say, no, I'm not going through it. I didn't get what I wanted. No, you've always got what you wanted. If you think that your current life is not what you wanted, then be disillusioned about that, because this current life is exactly what you have designed. Nobody but you have designed it. You have put in whatever it takes to give you this current life. So if you claim that I didn't get what I wanted, that's simply not true. You got exactly what you asked for. You have to think how this has happened. If Kaikeyi says, but I didn't ask for my husband to die. No, she did. When she asked for Rama to be removed from the scene, she is asking for Dasharatha to die, because Dasharatha cannot live without him. So similarly, we don't understand that when we ask for something, what are we going to get out of it? Therefore, the sensible thing in life is
to think before you ask.
Don't ask.
Don't ask. Just don't ask. Now, you can't live without asking, unfortunately. How is this possible? How can you possibly live a life without asking? This is not possible. This is impossible. There will always be something. So since we have to live a life without asking, and yet this is not possible, therefore the only thing available to us to do is
action.
Ask for the right thing.
Exactly. Ask for the right thing, yes.
correct, Ashya. Ask for the higher. Ask to be of service. Ask for Shreya. Shreya means that which will benefit me and will benefit everybody else. It is the opposite of prayer. Prayer means you go praying on everybody. What will I get? What will I get? What will I get? The opposite is Shreya. You asked for the welfare of, you ask for things which are good for you and good for the world. The ultimate good. If you can conceive it, ask for realization. If you cannot conceive it, then ask for something higher than whatever it is now you're asking for. Okay, suppose you say, I want my husband to listen to me. Convert that to
I want to
Listen to
listen
your
to my husband.
I couldn't hear you, Bharat.
Listen to your husband first.
Nobody's going to listen to you, Bharat, if you say that. I want my husband to listen to me can be converted to
Service.
How can I serve my husband?
these men are all wrong answers you all are giving.
I want my husband to listen to his kingdom, like the people of his kingdom.
Listen to the people. No, I
Means
want my
Dasarat,
husband-
you're saying.
Sorry?
You were talking about Dasarat?
No. Our desire. We all want our husbands to listen to us, right? Everybody wants that. I mean, all women want that.
Janki, you have to listen to him, then he will listen to you.
Not necessarily, Milind. Not necessarily. Some people, you listen to them and they'll walk all over you.
Give up the desire
That is
for
always
him
impossible.
listening.
Thank God. I'm going to tell him things he wants to hear. You may put him on the wrong track if you tell him everything he wants to hear. Being self-sufficient. Being self-sufficient, Asha, is the effect. It's not a cause.
Your own action should be such that makes him listen to you.
Okay, one, all right.
Ask from him what he's capable of giving you.
Okay. Basically, you have to convert selfish desires about what I want into something unselfish. That's the principle. So I want my husband to listen to me. We can convert this to, I mean, there's a large range you can convert it to. But the easy next step can always be, this marriage should be happy. This relationship should be harmonious. You know, think about the relationship, the marriage, rather than yourself. So that you are able to conceive that both people have to be happy in this relationship. Both have to feel satisfied. Both have to feel fulfilled. If you're working like that, you will definitely have a happy marriage because you are considering the welfare of the other person. Not just give me, I want this, I want this, I want this, I want this. One lady got divorced that I was told yesterday. One lady got divorced. She told her friend that, and I did so much. I used to do this in the house, I used to do that in the house. So her friend told her mother-in-law, and the mother-in-law told me this conversation. She said, obviously you did all this in the house. What will you go and sit there like a Rani? Obviously, you get married, you go to a house, you will do all these things. What else will you do? You will look after maybe the kitchen, you will maybe look after purchases, you might throw some parties, whatever is involved in running a house, you will do this thing. What's the big deal? So we feel so much that I did this and I did this and I did this. Hello, isn't the other person doing something too? Have you recognized, acknowledged that? Oh, my husband is an alcoholic and he does nothing at home. Okay, not doing something good. Can you acknowledge that? He's a very cheerful person. Okay, then acknowledge that he's a cheerful person. There was a very funny joke. Many years ago, I read it in Reader's Digest. You know, those little things that come at the bottom. So there was this lady, possibly a white lady, who had employed a black lady to come and help with the household work and do this thing. So this lady, the black lady's husband, was an absolute good for nothing. All he did was he would come to the house, take money from the housekeeper, and he would go and drink. That's all he ever did. So this lady, the mistress of the house, asked her maid, asked the housekeeper, why are you still married to him? You know, you're working so hard, you're earning money, he just comes and takes money from you. So why are you still married to him? Why don't you just leave him? To which that lady replies, I make the living, he makes the living worthwhile. So, you know, what was his addition to that relationship, according to her, was that he was such a laughing, happy-go-lucky, cheerful person. So she was happy to do the earning and be entertained by him. Okay, so they have a working relationship. So she could have spent her whole life grumbling that he drinks and he does nothing. But she was actually grateful that he's such fun company. So it's all a matter of how you sort of look at it. If you think my husband should do X, Y, and Z, I should get X, Y, and Z from my husband, then it would be more in our benefit to think, how can this relationship be happy and harmonious to both the parties? Now, I've given just one step up, okay? There are billion steps above this. But just move it a little bit, just a very little bit. And just by moving it a little bit, we see so much improvement. Just a little bit. Instead of going to work just to get my salary, why can't I think of the welfare of my department or my corporation, whatever I can think of, just a little higher? Anything, as long as it's a little higher than where I am currently. So, if you do this, you will prevent which problem?
The problem being selfish.
Asking.
Problem of asking. The problem in our life, the biggest problem in our life is that our asking. We are saying, give me, give me, give me, give me. All the time asking something or the other way asking. Now, how do we get rid of this problem? The solution is simple, don't ask. But it's not possible to live without asking. Therefore, the real solution is
To ask for the higher.
Ask for anything higher. Because that at least will keep us somewhat safe from this asking disease that we all have. Somewhat safe. Depends on how much higher you ask for. Right?
Asking followed by action, right?
Sorry?
Asking followed by action, right?
Always. So he did whatever. He bowed down to him. He did whatever he needed to get Krishna to show. But he couldn't handle it. So if at all you're asking for something, you should know what you're asking for. The problem is we will never know this. Because suppose we are all, why will we never know the result of what we are asking for?
Karma is inscrutable.
Have I kept this volume very soft? What did you
Karma is inscrutable.
Okay, but why? The question is why. Inscrutable means you won't know. So that's
We are short-sighted. We are short-sighted.
The goal is
We
not
do-
clear.
We are living in like a short span. We don't have foresight of what will happen, what is future entails.
Yeah, you're all begging the question. The question is, why can we not know? We don't know as a fact, but why can we not know?
Because
Our
the result
intellect is not
in our
developed
control.
enough to
Okay, that
foresee
doesn't
that.
answer the question. Yes, Elsie.
Because we are asking too many things and conflicting desires may give a different outcome.
Okay, but suppose I bring it to one thing, like Kaikeyi brought it to only I want Rama out of this place. Bring it to one.
We're not
Ravana
thought of
said, I'm
the
going to capture Sita.
not thought of the consequences.
No, it's not that you didn't think of it. I'm saying you're not going to be capable of thinking of the consequences. I mean, fully. Like before any of
Intellect
us
isn't-
got married, did we know the full consequences? We had some idea, but we had no. In Marathi, there is a saying, Ghar pava bandhun ani lagna pava karu. Means, where is Varsha? Varsha, please translate that into English.
Is experience the house after building it. And
No.
experience the marriage after.
No, you
marriage.
don't know what it is to have built a house till you have built it. And you don't know what it is to be married till you are married.
Yeah, that's why Deep Raj and Bharat and all can give us good advice on that. But to the rest of us, we have tried and we have failed. Things stay much the same no matter what we do. But we shouldn't tell them because both of these will not jump in and we want more in our team, right? Especially Bharat. He's not jumping in only. So,
I can see the happiness in all your faces, ma'am.
yeah. See, Bharat, see. So the thing is that we cannot know. You have to build a house to know what happened when you build a house. You have to get married to know what happens after you get married. You're not going to stand outside and know. You have to go into war and then see what happened. You can't say, Hitler said, I'll be the conqueror of this whole world. Or go into war and see what happens. Okay, so there's no way you're really going to know. You know why you're not going to know? I mean, not know fully. Every one of us will make some assessment and all that. Of course, to the extent you have an intellect, you'll make some assessment. You will do your due diligence. You will do all this thing. But things will always come to us left of field. Unknowns will suddenly pop out of nowhere. This will always be so, no matter how much you think. So, why can you not know fully what will happen to you? Jyoti, we are asking, why is that so?
Because you were not in that situation earlier.
Yes,
because
so why
there are
can you not
many
know?
because there are many other external factors as well.
Okay, but the law of karma says you get what you deserve.
Because prarabdha is showing the effect, na?
Because what?
Prarabdha is going to affect us.
Can you say the whole sentence in English?
Yeah, I'm talking in English, ma'am. Because prarabdha.
No, say the word prarabdha in English.
Okay.
Because then I know what you mean, because these words are used differently.
It's inherent tendencies, no? Inherent tendencies affect sanskars. You can say sanskars.
Okay, so that's vasanas in the language of our class.
Okay.
Vasanas.
That is vasanas.
What are vasanas determine our actions?
We don't know what past actions we did.
Very good. Ashia, very good. Don't forget that all of us are looking from We are in midstream. We don't know what the past has been. We don't know the full past. We are midstream. So half the data or 90% of our data is not available to us. So how are we going to know what is going to be? Suppose I say X plus 50 plus 100 is equal to how much? What is your answer? You can't answer this question because you don't know X. So today I'm doing 50. Tomorrow I will do 100. But what have I done in the past? All of that is going to catch up with me at some point, right? So all of this put together is going to give some result. I don't know what all stuff I have done, knowingly and unknowingly. There is a result coming because that action has been performed. Maybe some of my actions can cancel out whatever I've done in the past. Maybe some I've done in such a way that I cannot cancel them out. I don't know any of this. And therefore, I can never know what is going to come out of what I'm asking. Let us say, for argument's sake, Arjuna did not know that when he saw the Vishwarupa Darshana, he's going to get so terrified, right? He didn't know this. How could he know this? Because he needs to know that I have not done sufficient spiritual sadhana to be fearless under all circumstances. He doesn't know this. So how is he going to predict that I see Vishwarupa Darshana and I'm going to collapse? Just as I'm reviving, I see Vishwarupa Darshana, forget it, gone again. Right? The same, or a worse form actually, maybe worse, I don't know. Imagine a young boy, child, seeing a man lion come out of a wall like that. No, and eating the people there, and he's tearing up his father. Wouldn't the child be frightened? And yet Prahlada stood there. Nothing. Totally fearless. Why was Prahlada fearless? And why is Arjuna getting so frightened? Arjuna is frightened because he hasn't done the work that will enable him to handle this. Prahlada is not frightened because he's already done the work. Now, neither of them know, have I done the work or not done the work? When they see the form, they will find out. Because that X is unknown. That's why, Shalini, I wanted you to translate the word prarabdha. So if by the word prarabdha, you meant, I don't know all my past actions, and therefore I don't know the results, how they will combine. It's like we've gone into a kitchen. There is a dish on the fire. On the stove, there is some dish being prepared. We don't know what the dish is, but we have to complete it. Okay, so randomly you start putting stuff in. Now, what will that dish be? You think I will make matar paneer, but you don't know what the previous thing was. Now you started making matar paneer in the middle of this. What dish we'll get at the end? Nobody knows. Maybe they had also planned the same thing, and therefore matar paneer will come out very good. Maybe the past was different. So they had, whatever the past was maybe they had started making biryani. Now you started making it into whatever, matar paneer. Can you imagine the chaos? So we can't know because we don't know the entire past. We know what we're doing now. We know some of what we did yesterday and day before. We don't know the entire past. We don't know how far back that past goes. And hence, unknowns will always come to us left of field. But whatever comes to us is finally what we ourselves have asked for. And when it comes, either we have fortified ourselves to be able to deal with it, or we haven't. And none of us know whether we have fortified ourselves or not. So our only solution to this problem is
Get on with work now.
what?
Thank you.
Like can hear you, Bharat.
Get on with the work now.
Ask for higher.
Right. No, I'm now asking for the solution to, we don't know whether we fortified ourselves or not. So what should we do? I don't know, right? Today, any challenge may come to me. Tomorrow, any challenge may come to me. Do I know whether I'm fortified or not? Certainly not. I don't know. I don't know what's coming. So I don't know whether I'm going to be able to handle it. So what I can do, what can I do now?
Morning
Morning
studies.
studies.
Morning studies.
Yes, correct. Keep up the morning studies. Just keep it up. Blindly keep it up. Because if you keep doing it, you keep fortifying yourself. And as you keep fortifying yourself, you know that, okay, whatever life throws at me here on, I'm going to be able to handle it. Now, in Arjuna's case, nothing is self-evident to our friend. Just like he represents us, right? Nothing is self-evident to us ever. Even when we are in the presence of knowledge, we don't get it. Even if we are saying that knowledge, we still don't get it. So now you're saying, Arjuna, say so much knowledge. But if any part of this was clear to him, what he himself is saying, he would never have asked for the Vishwarupa Darshana. He cannot, it is impossible. So look what he is saying. And why not they bow to you, O exalted self, the greatest, the primeval cause, even of Brahma, O infinite being, O Lord of gods, O abode of the universe. If you understood a single word of this, what form are you talking about? What is it you want to say? O exalted self, greater than Brahma. Greater than Brahma. Brahma in the Indian tradition represents
Vasanas.
Vasana. The creator. What is the creator of everything? The creator of everything is Brahma. Now, since it represents Vasanas, we do not worship Brahma. Except a few small people, a small segment of people worship Brahma who are into some form of creative activity. But other than that, like 99%, nobody worships Brahma. He's not a worshipped God. So why not? Because he represents creation, which represents what? Where does creation come from? It comes from Vasanas. Now he says, you're so exalted, you're beyond Brahma, you're beyond Vasanas. Please understand, if Vasanas we cannot understand, what beyond Vasanas are we going to understand? Not possible. He doesn't understand what he's saying. You're the primal cause even of Brahma. You're the primal cause, Vasanas. You're the cause of Vasanas. How can we even know this? What form are you asking for? Oh, infinite being. Infinite can have a form. By definition, infinite cannot end. By definition, form has to
End.
Have limits.
have an end. Otherwise, how on earth is this possible? So, do you understand anything that you're saying? If you claim that God is infinite, you claim so, then some things have to follow. And one of the things that will follow is that there can be no form. So what are you asking? What are you asking for? O Lord of gods. What is Lord of gods means? Gods represent all the phenomenal powers that exist. The early Indians converted everything into worship by calling everything a divine name. So Himalayas were a god, and their daughter Parvati was a god, and Shiva sat on it, and he's a god, and the trees were god, and the monkeys were god, and whatever, everything was god. Every street corner in India, you have a god. You have a god for everything in this country. If you want success, you go to Ganesha. If you want knowledge, you go to Saraswati. If you want wealth, you go to Lakshmi. It's only a representation of our desires. So all these phenomenal powers, thunder and lightning is Indra. And you have a rain god and a sun god and a moon god. Everything God. So all powers of the phenomenal universe. You are okay to say? Of the entire phenomenon, because phenomenal universe is the same, no? The whole thing. The Lord of every phenomena in the universe. Suppose I were to say, the Lord of every electrical gadget, then I'm talking about electricity. If I don't understand the gadgets, what hope to understand electricity? I don't even know all the gadgets there are. What hope of understanding electricity? So he's the Lord of the gods. He's the Lord of all the phenomenal powers. Like electricity is the Lord of all electrical gadgets. Whether it's a washing machine or a fan or an air conditioner or whatever, a bulb. Electricity is the Lord of it all. Means without electricity, none of these work. That Lord of the gods, you're asking for a form. That means you're asking for a form which is larger than the universe. He's the power behind all of this. Like, can you see the universe? Sending probes here and there to see some part of the universe. You can't see the universe. What are you going to see? The Lord of the universe. What form are you talking about? How is it going to be possible? Suppose an ant has to see a blue whale. Oh, tiny ant has to see a blue whale. You know, blue whale is the largest mammal. What will an ant see? Can its eyes encompass that blue whale? Can it see where it begins and where it ends? Is it possible? So if he understood even a word of what he himself is saying, he would not ask for this. And doesn't this represent us? If we understood a word of what we ourselves talk about Vedanta, would we ever ask for anything? Would we? Our whole life would be nothing but one long chant of the Lord's name, which converts itself into daily service, into this, do things for others without any extra ground. Because when you're doing that work, you're only chanting the Lord's name as far as you're concerned. Do you not understand any other way of functioning? That is, if this knowledge settles into us, you understand that Mere to Giridhar Gopal, Dusaro na koi. There is nobody else. There is nothing else. Everything I need in the phenomenon, in this phenomenon, is nothing but the Lord. So everything will be served at all times, in all ways. And you know that knowledge is dawning when you're able to see the divinity and worship the divinity in all things, at all times, in all ways. But because you have an intellect as well, you can also think what is the best way of service, what is the superior form of service. Because the superior form of service will benefit many more people, many more things in ways that you cannot imagine. Ways you cannot imagine where your actions will lead. You cannot imagine where the selfishness will lead. You cannot also imagine where the unselfishness will lead. Such is our power. Who are we asking for what? Why? Can we do that? So, just the same condition that Arjuna is. He can say so many wonderful things, but he still asks, which means he hasn't understood. Is our condition as well. If you want to do anything other than make your life a long chant of the Lord, make your life nothing but a service of the Lord, make all your thinking only for the welfare, I mean, in his service. If all of this is like this, why would you want to live any other life? This would be the most divine life anyone could think of having. What else is there to do? You are the imperishable. You are the unchanging. You are that which is always there. Why am I pursuing things, putting so much time and effort and energy into things which I already know are not going to last? Is there anything I'm pursuing today which, having got, I can guarantee myself it will stay? Just a question of time. You are the imperishable. Only you are the imperishable. Only whatever good I do is of any worth. Everything else is junk. How many things we've collected, right, in our homes? So many of us have so many things. I don't know if you've cleared out homes after people have passed away. All these things that they have collected, all that they had kept, all that they had sentimental value for, you have picked up in junk. And everything that I have collected in so much sentimental value, and I feel like, this thing is like, I cannot get rid of it. One day somebody will come to my house, pick it up and junk it. The person may put it in the waste bin, the person may give it to somebody else, but they're junking it. We don't even want it. Even our own children don't want it. You junk it. The one imperishable, changeless, permanent thing fades out from our memory. And all our focus is on the changing. And when it changes, we start crying. But we know right now it's going to change. Every aspect is going to change. You are the imperishable. If you understand this, you are the imperishable. Then will I want a form that perishes? This form is going away, right? What form am I asking for? I mean, he's not going to see it after some time. Perishing. You are the being and the non-being. You are the being and the non-being. You are the being means you are the manifested universe. You are the non-being means you are beyond the manifested universe. It is the immanence and transcendence of God. God can be understood in two ways. One is he's right here with us right now. Second way you can understand him is he's beyond everything. So God is both. He's beyond everything, plus he's always there. Sometimes you picture him in the skies, right? Why do they picture him in the skies? He's beyond the clouds. They show all these clouds around God, and God is there with the long beard and, sort of beyond the skies. Why? To show that he is beyond all this. And then you have a so-called God on earth. Like you have a Father in heaven, you have a Christ on earth. You have an Allah in the heavens, you have a Muhammad on earth. So it is trying to bring about the concept that he is here right now and he is beyond it all. It's difficult to communicate. How do you communicate an abstract concept like this? So you are the being, you are the non-being. You are that which is supreme. You are that which is beyond both. verse 38. Tvamadideva Purusha Puranaha Tvamasya Vishwasya Param Nidhanam Vetasi Vedhyam Cha Param Cha Dhama Tvaya Tatam Vishwamanantarupa Tvamadideva Purusha Puranaha Tvamasya Vishwasya Param Nidhanam Vetasi Vedhyam Cha Param Cha Dhama Tvaya Tatam Vishwamanantarupa. Tvam Adideva. Tvam means you, Adideva, the primeval God. Purusha Purana. You are that Purusha, that being, Purana, ancient. That's why you see God always shown as an old man, right? Nobody shows God as a young person, old man, very old man, got a white hair and all. So why is he considered to be ancient? Ancient means very old, very old, very old. How old? Very old. But how old is very old? Very, very old. Was he there before my grandfather? Yeah, he was there before your grandfather. Was he there before humans? Yeah, he was there before humans. Was he there before any being on earth? Yeah, he was there before any being on earth. Was he there before earth? Before earth came into being? He was there before earth came into being. Now, how far back are you going to go? Was he there before Big Bang? He was there before Big Bang. So old, so old, so old.
Anadi. Anadi.
Yeah, Anadi means without beginning, yeah. But don't just change the word because then you won't understand the concept. If you just, translate English to Sanskrit and Sanskrit to English, we feel we've understood. Understand the concept. What does the concept of ancient mean? So he was there before Big Bang? Yeah, he was there before Big Bang. So if you accept that he was there before Big Bang, then what really are you saying? At the point of Big Bang, at least that's what science says, time was born. So the concept of ancient means before time. The entire universe can only be conceived in terms of time, space, and causation. Ancient refers to him being there before any form of manifestation. So ancient means so old. Just think, no? So old, so old, so old. How old? How old means he started before time started. Not he started. He was before time started. Ancient. Vishwasya Param Nidhanam. He is the Param Nidhanam, the supreme abode of the universe. Like the waker's mind is the supreme abode of the dream. Like the waves are the supreme abode of the ocean. The ocean is the supreme abode of the waves. Vishwasya Param Nidhanam. Vedhyam. You are the Vedhyam. Vetasi Vedhyam Cha Param Cha Dhama. You are the knower. You are he who understands. You are he who is to be known. It's a concept from the Vedas. It is he who has written the Vedas. It is he who understands the Vedas. It is he who is to be reached through the Vedas. In other words, it cannot be understood by us. The self knows itself by itself. Just as the dreamer can never understand the waker's mind. Can't understand the concept. But the moment you wake up, you understand it all. You understand that the knower in the dream was also the mind. What was to be known is also the mind. And where you will reach eventually is also the mind. Means you will get up and be yourself. So you are the Vetasi. You are the one who knows. You are the knower. You are the to be known. You are that which knows, and you are that which is to be known. You are that supreme goal. By you is the universe pervaded, just like gold pervades all organs. By you the universe is pervaded, O being of infinite forms. O being of infinite forms. Ekatu Rama, Anekatu Rama. Means that the sun above is one, but its reflections can be wide and manifold. You can see that sun in a dewdrop, in the mighty ocean. You can see it corrugated, reflected off a corrugated roof. You can see it dirty in a dirty pool of water. You can see it sparkling in bright, clean water. Sun is one. Its manifestations are infinite. In a glass, in water, on corrugated steel, on corrugated tin, you can see it everywhere. As many reflecting mediums as there are, that many suns can you see. As many body, mind, intellect combines there are, that many forms has the self taken. O being of infinite forms. So he's just continuing the definitions of God. How does he know all this stuff? How does he say all this stuff? He's heard all these things. Does he understand any of it? None of it. Therefore, in the class also, we try to keep it to one language. Because very often we say things, we shift languages because the concept is not clear. So stay with one language. So at least you figure out, have I understood what this thing means? Otherwise, you can just give endless synonyms. We must know the difference between defining something and having a synonym for it. A synonym means just a different word. A definition means that you have encapsulated all characteristics of that thing. Doesn't mean you just change the word and then you think you know it. Suppose I say, who is Shilpa? So you say she is the mother of so-and-so, the wife of so-and-so, the daughter of so-and-so. You can give, all these would be synonyms, right? But who is she? I still don't know. So if I want to say what is Shilpa, then, or who is she, then I must give her particular characteristics. No point just giving up out and about. That's why Umar Khayyam says, they talked about and about. I came out of the same door I went. So he is very inspired. He thinks he's doing something great. So he's going on repeating the idea. Verse 39.
Janki,
Yeah.
why is he saying all this now, Arjuna?
Just think, you have just seen Vishwarupa Darshana. You are terrified. Now there's some fantastic divinity standing in front of you. So you are, oh, you're great, Baba. Please, you're very great now. Can you please come back to your original form? That's what he's going to say. He's inspired. He's terrified. He's inspired. Doesn't know what's there. He's just worshipping something. Like is in our language today, it is, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God. OMG, OMG, he would be saying. But he doesn't know OMG, so he is saying all these. It's really meaningless terms. He just sort of, sort of got emotionally enthralled. Just think about it. If you saw something vast and big and terrifying, what would you do? You would say things like, oh, please don't hurt me. Oh, you're so great. Don't hurt me. It's like that, right? So he doesn't say, don't hurt me. He says, please come back to your Saumya Rupa. Come back, come back. Acha, Kalyan, you're not understanding. So when your wife takes Vishwarupa Darshana, what do? He's doing the same thing. Oh, you're so good. You're so sweet. You're so wonderful. He's doing the same thing. Please come down. Pacifying him. Okay?
Yeah, now I've understood.
Okay. All right, verse 39. Vayuryamognirvaruna shashankaha Prajapatistvam pratitamahascha Namo namastu sahasrakritvaha Punascha bhuyopi namo namaste Vayuryamogne varuna shashankaha Prajapatistvam pratitamahascha Namo namaste tu sahasrakritvaha Punascha bhuyopi namo namaste. Vayuryamogne varuna shashankaha Prajapatistvam. You are Vayu, you are Yama, you are Agni, you are Varunaha, you are Shashankaha, you are Prajapati. You are Pitamaha. Pita, you understand. The Pita is father. Pitamaha is the grandfather. Pitamaha is the great grandfather. Because Prajapati is the grandfather, right? So he is beyond that. Prajapati is who?
Brahma.
Brahma, correct. Prajapati. But you are beyond Brahma. So you're Pitamahascha. You're beyond the Pitamaha. Pitamaha is Prajapati. So you are beyond him also. That's what he's saying. So you are Vayu. You are Agni. You are Varunaha. You are Shashankaha. Shashanka means Shashanka. Shashanka is in Indian mythology, one of the ways the moon is represented is like a rabbit. You know, some people say the man in the moon. So in India, it used to be the rabbit. So Shashankaha is the rabbit form, means the moon, basically the moon. So Vayu, you are Vayu, you are Yama, you are Agni. Okay, now you may have heard this verse from the Veda, which says, Ekam Satyam Vipra Bahuda Vadanti. Have you heard this verse? Or you all have heard it, right? I mean,
yes.
Everybody's sort of heard this particular line. Next line of that verse is Vayu, Agni, like that. It says, you, the wise. So the first line says, Ekam Satyam, there is one truth. The Vipra Bahuda Vadanti. The Vipraha, the wise people, Bahuda Vadanti. They call it by various names. What are those names they call it? Vayu, Agni, Varunaha. All of these are what he is called. So it's sort of reflecting that idea. It says, you are Vayu, you are Agni, you are Varunaha, you are Shashankaha. So all of that, you are all the gods. Means whenever we worship anything, we are in pursuit of that truth. We are explaining all this. He has no idea what he's saying. He is just saying, Arey Baba, cool down. That's all he's saying. He's not saying anything more. You are so great, cool down, please. But he's saying all these things which incidentally happen to be correct. He's heard it. I mean, in our country, everybody's heard all these words and we can all throw them out at each other. And he's doing exactly the same thing. So namo namaste, 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 please, please. So he's just worshipping that adorable Lord, which at the moment he's not finding adorable, but he wants it to come down to what he can find adorable. But at the moment he's just like, oh my God, namaste, namaste, I bow down to you, I bow down to you. Whatever you say, I'm going to agree. Okay, so we'll continue next time. Bharat has announcements for us. Oh,